Welcome to today's class. In the last class, we finished the Unit 1. It is related to zeroth law of thermodynamics. Now we will start the Unit 2. Unit 2 is related to first law of thermodynamics. Okay, first law of thermodynamics and corollaries of first law of thermodynamics. And in the first law of thermodynamics, application of the first law of thermodynamics to non-flow systems and flow systems. Okay, these are the things we need to complete in Unit 2. Okay, now first law of thermodynamics, what it states? It is also called as first law of thermodynamics, also called as law of conservation of energy. Okay. Zeroth law of thermodynamics also called as law of temperature. Okay, and this is called as law of conservation of energy, first law of thermodynamics. Okay, and thermodynamics, it is deals with heat and work. Okay, therefore heat and work are mutually convertible. That given by the first law of thermodynamics. Once again, I repeat these two statements. First law of thermodynamics, also called as law of conservation of energy. What the law of conservation of energy states? Energy neither be created nor destroyed, but changes into one form to another form. Right. And in the case of thermodynamics, we are dealing with two forms of energies. One is heat energy, other one is work energy. Okay. Now, the law of conservation of energy with respect to heat and work, if you want to tell, heat and work are mutually convertible. Ante heat work ga martadi, work heat ga martadi. Okay. That we can say first law of thermodynamics. Okay, these are the two basic definitions, but the overall definition after completion of some basics I will explain once again. Right? Now first, to know the first law of thermodynamics, first we need to consider the famous experiment, Joule's experiment. Okay, Joule's experiment. Joule's experiment. Okay, in the Joule's experiment, he considered a chamber like this, and this chamber have insulation, thermal insulation around it. Right? This is the thermal insulation. This is thermal insulation. We can call this chamber as adiabatic chamber. That means no heat enter into the chamber, no heat went out the chamber. No heat leaving the chamber, no heat enter into the chamber. Right. Now, the lid also, this is the lid, okay, and that lid also very tightly fixed over this, and that lid also thermally insulated. Okay, that means the entire chamber is thermally insulated. Okay, that means adiabatic walls are surrounded. Now into this chamber, water is poured inside. Water is poured inside at the temperature of T1. T1 is initial temperature. T1 is initial temperature of water. Initial temperature of water. Now, into that, to measure the temperature, a thermometer is placed inside. a thermometer is placed inside. Right? Next one. Here, a paddle wheel. Okay, paddle wheel is placed inside. Paddle wheel bottom is connected with a wheel which is having vanes. Okay, I can write or draw the veins like this. A paddle wheel is connected. Other end of the paddle wheel is provided with a pulley. This is pulley. Right? It is like this. After that, a thread is passing over this and it is passes over a pulley and it is connected to weight W. Right? This is W weight. It is weight W. Now, when it is at the initial stage, the inside pressure is atmospheric pressure we can maintain throughout the experiment. Okay, initial temperature T1. Okay, and the weight at this height, that will be H. Okay, this is the height H. Right. This is H height. When it is having at this much of height, it is having potential energy. Okay, that potential energy mgh. Okay, and if you release that load, immediately the load will come down and the energy which is possessed by this weight is caused for rotation of the paddle wheel. Okay, due to the rotation of paddle wheel, this also rotates and it will still be with respect to water and its temperature it will raise. When temperature raises, temperature is T2. Okay, is the final temperature. Final temperature. And here you need to observe work. This is the work is supplied to the pulley and that work is caused for rotation of the paddle wheel. After that, the temperature of the water, the heat energy, okay, work is caused for generation of heat energy. As a result, temperature is rising. Okay, again, if you place this W here and then the whatever be the heat energy possessed, okay, that if it is recovered, okay, then it reaches an initial position. Okay, that means we can repeat show the same thing on a graph. That will be x, that will be y, and this is the x. Okay, initially it is having its T1 and P1. Okay. After that, we are not disturbing P1, therefore just T1 you consider. After that, due to the rotation, it will reach a temperature of second state. Okay. After that, again we place the weight to initial condition and heat is recovered. That means a cyclic process is completed. Suppose if you drop down, again the temperature will raise. If you raise it up and recover the heat energy, then it will reach its original condition. Okay, that means if you give the work, it is converted into heat. Okay, if the heat is recovered, it is converted into the work. Okay, in such a fashion, it needs to be converted. Actually, to conduct this experiment, we need to consider some of the assumptions. There is no loss of heat energy to the surroundings. There is no loss of heat energy. Okay, and there is no friction at all, and completely reversible. Okay, such type of assumptions if you consider, you can say the work is converted into heat energy, heat is converted into work in a cycle. Right? Okay, from this Joule's experiment is stated work and heat are mutually convertible. Work and heat are mutually convertible. Right? Okay, this is Joule's experiment. Okay, now we will see the first law of thermodynamics based on the experiment. The first law of thermodynamics we can define in two ways. First one, cycle. Thermodynamic cyclic process. We can define the first law of thermodynamics. Okay. After that, a thermodynamic process. The first law of thermodynamics we can define. Okay. Note down. A system undergoes a cyclic process. A system undergoes a cyclic process. Net heat supplied to the system is equal to net work done by the system. Net heat supplied to the system is equal to net work done by the system. అంటే సిస్టమ్ సైక్లిక్ ప్రాసెస్లో రిపీటెడ్గా అయ్యేటప్పుడు మనం హీట్ని డిఫరెంట్ పాయింట్స్ నుంచి మనం సప్లై చేయొచ్చు, అలాగే డిఫరెంట్ పాయింట్స్ నుంచి వర్క్ని ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, ఒక దగ్గర హీట్ సప్లై చేస్తే ఇంకో దగ్గర హీట్ రిజెక్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం, ఒక దగ్గర వర్క్ ఇస్తూ ఉంటే ఇంకో దగ్గర వర్క్ తీసుకుంటూ ఉంటాం. ఓకే, బట్ నెట్ హీట్ సప్లైడ్ ఇన్ ద సిస్టమ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ది నెట్ వర్క్ డన్ బై ద సిస్టమ్ when it is undergoes a cyclic process. Okay, that is the first law of thermodynamics. Now I will represent the same in diagrammatic fashion. Suppose this is the system and it is under cyclic process. Okay, that means it undergoes different thermodynamic processes and again it will reach its initial condition. Let it be A. Okay, A only ilaga different thermodynamic process anukunda. After compression it reaches its original position or initial conditions. Okay, and different thermodynamic process. This is Q1 heat supplied to the system. Q1 heat supplied to the system, and here Q2 heat supplied to the system, and Q3 heat rejected from the system, Q4 heat rejected from the system. Okay, and work done on the system W1 and work extracted from the system W2. Okay, likewise heat and work at different thermodynamic processes we extracted and we added. Okay, and the entire thing, all the processes, after considering all the processes, it is cycle, thermodynamic cycle. Then we can say, right, that net heat supplied Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4, okay, that is net heat supplied is equal to net work done by the system W1 plus W2. Okay, this is in the cycle. I want to show a PV diagram for this. It is somewhat easy to understand. Right, 1 to 2 isothermal, 2 to 3 adiabatic, 3 to 4 isothermal and 4 to 1 adiabatic. Okay, after completion of these 4 processes, it restores its original condition P1, V1, T1, restores there. Okay, and assume that here heat supplied and here heat rejected, and here work entered inside and work taken from here. Right. Now the net heat supplied in this process Q1 plus Q2 is equal to W1 plus W2. Okay. This is the first law related to cyclic process. Okay. Right. Now I go for the process. Consider a process. Okay, that means it is not cyclic cycle, it is a process. If you consider a thermodynamic process. In a thermodynamic process, heat is supplied to the system is utilized for increasing of its internal energy and work done. Okay, once again I repeat. When in a thermodynamic process, when heat is supplied, first it is caused for increasing of its internal energy. After that, if the internal energy is more than resisting load, then it will lift the resisting load. That means work will be done. Okay, I will show that with a diagram. Suppose if you consider a cylinder and a piston. A cylinder and a piston. Piston having a load of W here, and here air is filled inside. Okay, air is filled inside. Now some heat energy Q is given. That heat energy Q is caused for increasing its temperature. Okay, temperature of the gas. Okay, it is caused for random motion of the molecules very rapidly. Okay, chala speed ga inka molecules move avutund ante ardham enti internal energy is increasing. Okay, even though a slight increment of internal energy is there, there is no movement of the piston. Okay, piston akkade untadi, increase avuta untadi. Okay, still if we supply the heat energy, the internal energy goes on increasing. At one point, the internal energy is more than the opposing load. Opposing load enti piston nunchi padedannamata ante. The internal energy of the system is more than the opposing load, then it will push the opposing load. Okay, then the piston, let it moves like this. Okay, initial position nundi ee position ki ఇది మూవ్ అయింది అంటే ఇనిషియల్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటే ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళిందంటే డెల్టా ఎక్స్ ఆర్ డిఎక్స్ డిస్టెన్స్ అనేది మూవ్ అయింది. ఓకే, it moves in the direction of force applied. That means this is the expansion and the pressure is acting over here, and it is acts on a cross sectional area A and displacement x. Okay, already we see the derivation for work done there. Pressure into area, cross sectional area into displacement gives us work. Area into displacement, volume. Okay, therefore integral PdV work. Okay, now once again recall it is a process. A process అనేది నేను చెప్పలేదు. It is thermodynamic process. In a thermodynamic process, general process, the heat is supplied to the system that is utilized for changing internal energy and work done by the system. Okay, therefore we can define the first law for the process. The total heat energy supplied to the system dQ. Okay, the total heat energy supplied to the system equal to du plus dW. Okay, it is in a z differential Q and W. Okay, that is the reason we need to show horizontal line. Okay, dq equal du plus dw. Okay, the total heat energy supplied is an equal to algebraic sum of change in internal energy and work done by the system, right? And du plus dw, we can write it as integral p dv. Okay, dq equal to du plus integral p dv. Okay, these things we need to learn in the first law of thermodynamics regarding the definition, right? I want to summarize all the definitions what I given so far. First law of thermodynamics, points to be remembered. First point, first law, also called as law of conservation of energy. Right. Second one. Second definition is heat and work mutually convertible. Heat and work are mutually convertible. Third definition. When a thermodynamic system undergoes a cyclic process undergoes a cycle. Okay, undergoes a cycle. Net heat supplied to the system is equal to net work done by the system. Okay, here we can show this diagram. Next, for a thermodynamic process, the total heat supplied is equal to algebraic sum of change in internal energy and work done by the system. Okay, we can write dq is equal to du plus dw, and work heat energy in transition in exact differential W energy in transition in exact differential. dq equal to du plus dw. Further it can be written as du plus integral pdv if you consider a closed system, a reversible work, right? In the first law of thermodynamics, du, that means internal energy, that is introduced. When it is a process, du we can see. Suppose if it is a cycle, the du term is not there. Okay, that means when a thermodynamic system undergoes a cycle, the net change in internal energy is equal to 0. Okay? అంటే థర్మోడైనమిక్ ప్రాసెస్ 1లో వెళ్తుంది, సమ్ ఇంటర్నల్ ఎనర్జీ చేంజ్ అయింది. నెక్స్ట్ 2లో వెళ్తుంది, సమ్ ఇంటర్నల్ ఎనర్జీ చేంజ్ అయింది. 3లో వెళ్ళింది, ఓకే. 4th తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఇనీషియల్ కండిషన్కి వచ్చేసింది. అంటే చేంజ్ ఇన్ ఇంటర్నల్ ఎనర్జీ 0 అయిపోతుందండి. ఓకే, when a thermodynamic system undergoes a cycle, net heat internal energy, net changing internal energy net change in internal energy IE equal to 0. I can write this here. Net change in internal energy equal to 0. Okay, these points you need to remember. Okay, you go for the next concept. The internal energy is property of a system. Okay, now we will see. Internal energy is property of system. Right. To prove this, we need to do some derivation. Now here, in many JNT examinations, if you see, this question is asked, prove that internal energy is property of a system, right? Now, consider a PV diagram, pressure versus volume, right? A system is at point A. After a thermodynamic process 1, it reaches state B. Okay, initially a thermodynamic system at state A. After completion of a thermodynamic process 1, it reaches state B. Okay, now from B, a thermodynamic process 2 is followed and the system reaches its initial condition. That means a cycle is completed. Okay. Now A to B under process 1, A to B under process 1, a system is gone, A to B process 1. Okay, here the total heat supplied Q in process 1 is equal to U A to B or delta U in 1. Okay, heat supply delta Q is equal to delta U plus 1 plus work done W. from A to B in process 1. Okay, in process 1, this one. Right. Now B to A, that is process 2. The total heat supplied delta Q2 is equal to delta U2 plus work done 2. Okay, therefore heat supplied is equal to total work done by the system. Okay, total or net work done by the system when the system is undergoes a cyclic process. Therefore, you can write A to B, B to A is a cycle, right? Therefore, net work is equal to net heat. Okay, net work is equal to net heat. Net heat energy and delta Q1 plus delta Q2. This is the total heat supplied, right? And now total work is equal to W1 plus W2. This is the total work supplied. Is it not? Right? Now I want to take delta Q1 minus W1 this side. Delta Q1 minus W1. Delta Q2 I want to shift that side. W2 minus delta Q2. Right? What is this? Delta Q1 minus W1. Delta Q1 minus W1 equal to delta U1. That means change in internal energy in process 1 is equal to W2 minus Q2. That is equal to minus delta U2. Okay? That implies అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి చేంజ్ ఇన్ ఇంటర్నల్ ఎనర్జీ ఇన్ ప్రాసెస్ 1 is equal to minus change in internal energy in process 2. Okay, now instead of 2, after reaching B, I followed another thermodynamic process 3. Right. And again I write the equation for 3 process BA2 3 process. What it will be? That is equal to delta Q3 is equal to delta U3 plus W3, right? And in the similar fashion if you do, then what it will give? Okay, it will give delta U1 is equal to minus delta U3. Okay, ఇక్కడ మనం చూడండి ఇప్పుడు థర్డ్ ప్రాసెస్ లో వెనక్కి అయ్యింది. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? డెల్టా Q1 this one plus delta Q3, you need to take Q3 is equal to W1 plus W3. Okay, after that shifting here and you need to shift here, then delta U1 is equal to minus W U3 it will give. Okay, here delta U1 equal to minus delta U2, same minus delta U1 equal minus delta U3 అంటే delta U2 is equal to delta U3. అంటే చేంజ్ ఇన్ ఇంటర్నల్ ఎనర్జీ ఈ ప్రాసెస్ లో విన్న ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ దీస్ 2 స్టేట్స్. ఓకే, బి స్టేట్ నుండి ఏ స్టేట్కి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ఏదైతే ఇంటర్నల్ ఎనర్జీ చేంజ్ ఉందో అలాగే సేమ్ ఇంటర్నల్ ఎనర్జీ చేంజ్ బి నుంచి ఏకి 3 ప్రాసెస్లో వెళ్ళినా అదే వస్తుంది. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ కన్సిడర్ వన్ మోర్ ప్రాసెస్ 4, ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో బి టు ఏ, అంటే ఈ స్టేట్ నుండి ఈ స్టేట్కి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు internal energy same. Any number of processes if you consider, the change in internal energy between these two states equal. What it says? The change in internal energy will not depend on the process, but it depends on the end points. The change in internal energy is not depends on the type of process in between two states, but it depends on the condition of end states. Okay? In other words, the change in internal energy will not depend on the path. It depends on the states, that is end points. In other words, the change in internal energy is a point function. It is not the path function. Okay, and the change in internal energy is a property of system. If it is a point function, it is an exact differential that indicates the change in internal energy is property of a system. Now you can write that statement. Hence, the change in internal energy, the change in internal energy is property of system. స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎగ్జామ్లో రాసేటప్పుడు ఏదైతే నేను ఓరల్గా చెప్పేసానో ఆ పాయింట్స్ ఇక్కడ రాసి అప్పుడు రాయాలండి ఇది. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వెంటనే మీకు ఒక క్వశ్చన్ రావాలి. If it is a property of system, is it extrinsic property or intrinsic property? Extrinsic property or intrinsic property? Okay, this is internal energy is extensive property. It is extended to its mass. Okay, now the internal energy is property of system and it is extensive property. In other words, you will say, what is the property given by first law of thermodynamics? Internal energy is the property given by first law of thermodynamics. That point we can write. Internal energy is the property given by first law of thermodynamics.